Hi everyone, this is Jessica Canty. I am your life and career strategist. I am thrilled today to have an afternoon conversation with you, but to introduce you to a phenomenal young lady, Miss Asia Rivers. She is the Bizcreditbabe herself, and she just joined us. Hello, gorgeous. I can't wait to have a conversation with her and introduce you all to her. So let me go ahead and patch her into our conversation. Hi,
Hey,
how are you, beautiful? How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Wonderful. I am doing great because I get a chance to talk with you this afternoon. Okay, everybody, as promised, it is time for those entrepreneurs or those who have an entrepreneurial spirit and are ready to start a business to get your paper, get your pen. Make sure you eliminate all your distractions because this is going to be a life-changing conversation. This is going to be the conversation that makes your business go from not quite where you want it to excelling. So I know you're in the right space, but I want to make sure that that you're fully present. So let's start at the very beginning. I'm Jessica Canty. I am your life and career strategist. What does that mean? That means I have a passion for helping people go from unfulfilled jobs to their dream careers. Now, I have an opportunity to be a media personality for Swag Card Magazine, and I love my role because I get to meet wonderful ladies like this one right here. Let me just brag a little bit about this lady I get to interview today. Okay. So not only is she educated, not only is she savvy with her customers and all that she does, but she's an author. Okay. Not only is she an author, she can plan an event to make sure she gets up close and personal with those who she's working with. So I feel like I'm just like a small person in her presence because she's doing phenomenal things. It's one thing to want to build up your own business, but it's another to create a business that helps other businesses. It's a leader's heart and a servant's heart all wrapped up into one. So I'm gonna be quiet just for a second or two so she can introduce herself to you because this lady right here, I'm telling y'all, get ready, get ready, get ready. Hello, Jarmel. Okay, so go right ahead. I'm gonna give you the mic to introduce yourself.
Gotcha. Hey guys, thanks for having me on. I am Asia Rivers, and I'm the CEO of Seal the Deal Credit Consultants, where we help other entrepreneurs define the line between business and personal credit. And
Mm.
I'm just here to tell you guys today, you guys are truly in for a treat. Most of entrepreneurs and business owners that I do have the chance to interact with, most are kind of stuck between funding their business with personal funds, personal credit, giving personal guarantees, or even pledging collateral. So I'm going to try to make sure that you guys stay safe while you're trying to attempt to scale your business, start the business, or even grow it. So most definitely, you can go ahead. That's fine.
I was just, I want to tell you, keep going, keep going. So let's start at the beginning because I want the audience to kind of get to know who you are, and then we'll get into it's almost like a master class just by the way you introduced the information we're going to discuss this afternoon. So how did you get into this? How did you decide? Okay, I want to help because I like the way you said it. I'm separating the business from the personal, which is hard if you're an entrepreneur. You may not even know what to separate, what is business and what is personal. How did you get in this space where you wanted to help people in that way?
Gotcha. So, about 6 years ago, I started my very first business, and I was completely drained. I had worked 3 jobs, utilized all of my personal credit, and still wasn't successful at the business. I had limited experience running a business. However, I had passion, and that's where most of us start at, is with a passion. And so we turned it into this thing that we call business, not really knowing how to get in there and navigate the financial side. So I had stumbled upon business credit. And so whenever I went to apply for these different lines of credit that I needed for the business, I was often denied and told that my business didn't have any business credibility and it didn't have business credit, which is two things up underneath the same hood. So going through that pathway, I felt defeated. And so most of us do when we get in business, if we're told that we can't find, locate the money in order to operate our business. And especially those of us who are in a position to scale the business, and we just don't have the funds in order to do so. So I really began to find it my personal endeavor to really do the research, reach out, connect to different bankers, other entrepreneurs, and really deep dive into business credit as a whole. So that's how I got connected to business credit.
Okay.
But it wasn't really until I had a huge loss that really the impact of business credit really was useful to me. So business credit in a whole, yes.
Absolutely. So what I'm hearing from what you just shared with us is that you learned life lessons and you're passing them on. So you may have had to experience some rough stuff, being told that you don't have enough credit, but you have enough passion. It's like, well,
Yeah.
can I get some credit for my passion? Can I get some credit for my
Yes.
dedication? But you didn't stay there. You decided to educate yourself on what does that mean. And then not only did you educate yourself, you said, now I'm going to share the wealth and educate others. So I don't know if you all caught that, but that's a life lesson in and of itself. We're going to learn life lessons. Some things are going to knock us down. We may have some things that don't quite look like victories. But in this instance, she shared with us, and even you alluded to you had a major loss as well, that we can still learn from it and be helpful to others. So a couple of things, you started to give me a little bit of a vocabulary lesson. You talked about the difference between business and personal. Then you talked a little bit about what it means to have business credit, what bankers are looking for. So let's go ahead and dive right into it, because I see that you have, it seems like you have a teacher's heart. So I'm going to let that teacher's heart be unleashed.
Yes.
So please expound on those things.
Yeah, you are right. A teacher's heart. And my very first business was a childcare business. So that's what I'm good. I can do that with my eyes closed. No, I can do that with my eyes closed. However, I do have a lifelong learner's heart to learn and receive knowledge and interpret it. And again, like I said, I have my MBA as well, which is an executive MBA. So a lot of those financial tips and stuff is backed up by most definitely going to class and really learning what some of those Fortune 500 companies are doing on the other side. So deep dive. So business credit. So anyone that I come in contact with, I normally give 10 tips on how to establish business credit. The first one being is to make sure that you are established correctly. Most of us get in business. We're doing what's called dirty business. Dirty business means that it's not on paper. You're not, you don't have a merchant account. So whenever you're taking credit card, debit card payments for your business, those items aren't recorded because you're not properly established. How do you get properly established? You go to your state and file articles of organization to truly start the process with building business credit. Another tip number 2 is get your tax ID number. So all of us should have a tax ID number once we get established through the IRS. The tax ID number is going to hold is our unique identification number to our business. You guys can read up on that. I'm not going to go too detailed into it because again, like I said, this is a free resource that's on my website. You guys can refer back to it. Tip number 3. So after your IRS number, you want to make sure that you establish a Dun and Bradstreet number. Now, the Dun and Bradstreet number. So tip number 3 is very important. If you don't have an established Dun and Bradstreet number, none of your payments are recorded correctly. And some of us have been in business so long that even though we may not think that we have business credit, but I can guarantee you there's a vendor who has had an interaction with you or what's called a payment experience, and it's being recorded at Dun and Bradstreet. You just don't know where to look. I'm sorry.
No worries.
I'm sorry. Yes,
no worries.
You just don't know where to look. Dun and Bradstreet is the sole data source for holding any kind of business interactions. So anytime we want to pull information on a business, see how credible the business is, who owns the business, their delinquency scores, if they have a risk of risk failure, we go to Dun and Bradstreet. So all the information is stored in Dun and Bradstreet. If you do not have a budget to be able to to acquire Dun and Bradstreet's credit reports, NAV is a free resource, guys, and I will share that with you guys later. I'll put the links up there. You guys can quickly go over to NAV and locate that, but it is a free resource. You get your Dun and Bradstreet Paydex score, you get your Experian and Equifax all in one under one roof. The NAV has several business resources for you guys to utilize all the time, and it also houses other SBA lending, funding, other business bankers on there that you can ask questions to, because every business needs is different. And again, it's widespread. So unless I have any direct interaction with your business, then, I really don't know exactly what the business needs. It has its own unique personality, just like us. Tip number 4. So after you do the Dun and Bradstreet number, you want to verification is quite necessary. So that's why I had mentioned NAV, because they do a lot of the credit monitoring as well. So not only do you get your Paydex score, you get a monthly analysis back from NAV every month telling you, hey, your score went up. So and so checked your inquiries, just like your regular personal credit. You would get alerts. And NAV is really comparable to somewhat Credit Karma. So think of NAV. So when you think of credit sources that are free, think of NAV on that scale. But Dun and Bradstreet is the one who actually holds the true data.
So I have a question. I have a question from the audience. So if you have a business, and this is specifically for Fancy Swagger, but I think it's a widely applicable question. So if you have a business that has online subscription accounts, would that be tracked by Dun and Bradstreet?
So it depends on the vendor. So every vendor or creditor or business owner may or may not have the access to furnish data to Dun and Bradstreet. Now, so some of you guys that are asking, okay, well, how can I get started right away? Well, the number one thing that you want to remember, your interaction with Dun and Bradstreet is through trade experiences. Some of those common trade experiences would be like, if you wanted to start right away, you could get online and create an account with Quill.com. Quill is going to automatically give you a business credit line if you already have a Dun and Bradstreet score. If you don't, then you'll pay $100 and order $100 worth of material, and they will report back to Dun and Bradstreet. And you will ultimately need at least 5 reporting vendors in order to initiate a Paydex score if you are a new business. So again, it's specific to each business. So unless you have the vendor's name for your online subscriptions and stuff, it will not. It may or may not show up, because Dun and Bradstreet is very particular on who they will allow to furnish data. So it's think of personal credit on steroids with business credit. So this little $1,000 credit line that you may have may very well open up to a $100,000 credit line later. So again, like I said, it really is beneficial to the business, but you are also staying protected throughout the process.
And I think I'm not quite sure because I don't know if we got to number 5, but Book Beloved asked, say that again, 5 what? I don't know if that was number 5 or what you were referring to.
You need 5 reporting vendors. So I gave you guys one, which is Quill.com. Again, there's another one that's online, Strategic Networks. If you're having trouble locating vendors who actually will report to Dun and Bradstreet, try your business cell phone account holder. So those of us that have business accounts with like Verizon or T-Mobile or Sprint, they may report to Dun and Bradstreet as well. But again, every vendor is unique, because these companies pay a substantial amount to be able to furnish data to Dun and Bradstreet.
Okay. So what tip are we on now? We're on number 5 now?
Yes, I believe we're on number 5. So we left off with credit monitoring from part number 4. So number 5, once you do your credit monitoring, you're going to start tracking exactly which vendors are reporting to Dun and Bradstreet. Again, you need at least 5 in order to initiate a score. If you don't have close to 5, I mean, you can even, it may be sometimes close, maybe 4 will generate a score, but 5 will automatically generate a score for you. So you need five reporting vendors. So what you'll do is simply make a chart. And what you, the next step is you want to verify and make sure that each vendor has the correct reporting information. So this step of verification and really making sure that something simple as the address may trigger like a fraud alert on your account because the address doesn't match. And so when you go to try to apply for a loan, they're going to flag your account and say, hey, you aren't who you say you are. You're automatically denied. And the thing about what business credit is, they don't give you the specific denial reasons. They will just tell you, hey, there's a fraud alert and there's no other information. So you have to be the one that is Inspector Gadget and pick up the phone and really call. So most of us don't have that time in our day to be able to do that. So again, I mean, that step is very crucial. Step number 6 is making sure that you stay up on top of your research. And so I created a book, and I know you said the thing about an author. I actually have 3 books already out. And I have 2 more actually getting ready to launch at the beginning of March. Right. But the one that I have is Business Credit Secrets for Entrepreneurs. And it gives you the 10-step strategy guide as well. But the thing that you want to make sure you hone in on is the protection feature. So it wasn't until I had my big loss of $80,000 within 30 days that the protection feature of business credit came into play. So most of us say, okay, business credit, I got the credibility, I've got the credit that I need, but what if something goes wrong? So how do we begin to navigate through that? So I was looking closely at business bankruptcy. I was looking closely at personal bankruptcy because, again, that was $80,000 that I did not have that was completely gone and wiped out. And so luckily I was able to utilize our business credit to navigate through that and also leverage some of that business credit to be able to create a new location because I did not have another $80,000 to go and create another location. So it protects you as far as UCC filings. You have without them coming to get your you don't have to put up your collateral. So that there's a protection feature with your collateral. If you're late on different accounts with business credit, it shows up on your Dun and Bradstreet report. It doesn't show up on your personal credit. So, some of us, we need our personal credit is our oxygen mask in our business. So, when things go wrong, we got to go back and lean on our personal credit to be able to come out of the storm sometime. So it's very crucial. So that like I said, that step is the protection feature of business credit. Now, I did have another treat for you guys, but I can't seem to find it right now. But it is for you to start with the business credit playbook. Now, my business credit playbook is a guide to personal, business, success, and wealth. So even though everybody always says, I don't want to use a lot of credit, credit will help you to unlock the keys to your future as far as wealth. Now, when we think about business credit, we also, like I said, is about that credit side. Well, business credit is going to free up your cash flow to be able to start paying things off sooner, like saving money on your house, saving money on, purchasing cars, you just alleviating those interest rates. You keep more money in your pocket instead of it being tied in your business. So that's why I urge people, hey, really take a strong look at business credit. You don't have to utilize it every month. You don't have to utilize it every year. But when you really think about the larger picture and where you want your life to be at later on, you really need to look at business credit. There's another feature, business succession. So who takes over your business after you get done? Are you going to close it down? Are you going to pass it on to your children? Business credit will travel from whoever you decide to put the reins into next, hand the reins over to next. So again, as I said, business credit is very crucial to business operations, period, point blank. And though with that playbook, it's going to help you go through those different stages. So I see a couple of hearts, and I think I've got a few more questions. I'm not for sure. I can't really see everything.
Well, on my
have any questions?
yes, yes. On my side, you're actually getting what you're getting is a lot of love on my side. I don't know if you can see everything
Yeah.
on my side, but people are saying great information, and just that they're showing a lot of love because you're sharing a wealth of information. Actually, you're sharing what someone could pay for a ticket price to get this information from.
Yes.
And so I'm so very grateful. So you started to talk about the books that you've written, and how you help businesses. I really want to make sure that people are able to connect with you. So if I wanted to purchase a book for myself, or for if I know of an entrepreneur in my life that I wanted to make sure that I poured into their business, how can I get in contact with you to purchase the book or to begin to work with you?
Gotcha. I prefer everyone to reach out to me on my website, and there it is jam-packed with free resources for you guys. So the 10-step strategy guide that I was referring to, free downloads, different little tidbits of information regarding business credit can be found on my website at www.talkbizcredit.com. And I'm always on Facebook, guys. So my name is strictly Asia Rivers. I'm more acquainted with the Facebook side of things more so than Instagram, but I am normally on Instagram at least once or twice a day. Most of the time, I can be reached by Messenger. I always respond back, so nobody else is responding except for me. I like to answer questions. So you guys, if you have any questions that is just daunting and on your mind, reach out to me because I answer questions all the time. If it's something that I feel like, you would be beneficial for you to enroll in the business credit course that I do have, then, I'll point you in that direction. And that's a 4-week course. So everything that I've talked about today, I really do a crash course in with that. And again, you have lifetime access to that. So I never take that from you guys. It isn't a subscription. I really wholeheartedly believe that entrepreneurs should have access to that. So my main focus is really getting in contact with colleges and communities so that way we all have the same information.
Absolutely. So a couple of things from the audience. One, you talked about your books, and I pinned the comment about how they can go to the website, and I put your name on Facebook because I had someone from the audience ask to spell it your name on it. So it's Asia Rivers on Facebook. I have it in that comment. And I'm also just for administrative purposes, I'm going to make sure that this conversation that we have right now is going to be on Swag Her Magazine's story, and I'm also going to upload it to YouTube. So so that's another way you all can get in contact with her. So if you didn't quite hear everything that we were said here, or you missed, or you were moving around, you can find the information again. And that's one of the beautiful things about working with Swag Card Magazine, is that you can connect with the people, the entrepreneurs and the business owners that are helping other business owners through their platform. But one of the things that was a comment as well is about the conference, and I also wanted to wanted to pick your brain about why did you make a decision to work with Swag Her Magazine? So the conference and the Swag Her Magazine, why did you have that? Why are you having the conference, and why are you working with Swag Her?
Gotcha. I chose to work with Swagger because the accessibility. I seen that Swagger was out there. I actually had the chance to interact with Fancy once before. Loved her. Jarmel is a treat as well. So again, I love the interaction that I have, and then also the promotion, the packaging on point for my budget as well. So I love Swagger Magazine. The conference is Seal the Deal. It's all about the business, happening in Louisville, Kentucky, March 13th through 14th. We have a powerhouse full of speakers, CEOs, bankers, SBA lenders, and some book publishers coming out to the conference. And so it's a 2-day conference at the A-Loft downtown, and we're already beyond packed. Like we probably have about 10 tickets left to sell. So you guys definitely, if this is something that you guys are interested in, All the information is on my website and also on Instagram for you guys to look at. But thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. So I just want to kind of hone in on this conference, because if you're thinking about how you're going to plan for the success of your business, a couple of things that Asia mentioned that I want to highlight for you all. She has a website full of resources. She even said that some of the resources don't require financial investment. However, you do want to make a financial investment in your company, because if you want it to grow, you've got to plant the seeds and water those seeds. And some of those seeds are energy, some of those seeds are the time, and some of those seeds are going to be financial. So I highly suggest that if you are making a plan for your business, when this conversation is finished, you want to go head over to that website that she just mentioned. While you're on the website, you want to print off all the free resources, go ahead and buy all the books, and buy your ticket for the conference. Now, why is that? Because this time next year, you don't want to be in the same financial space in your company. You want to know that she said something that really sparked my interest when she was talking about, like, when you're passing the business down, I want you to begin to think about what does that look generationally. So she gave information about how you can create that generational wealth within your family, and then make sure that everything, all the hard work you're putting into it, doesn't go away when you're no longer here. So we really want to make sure that you're building upon that hard work that you put. Like she just said, some of us don't have the time to do all of that, but she's giving you the condensed version, of all the years of experience that she's had. So you got a credit coach in your hands when you purchase that book. It's not just a book, but you got a credit coach in your hand, and then you could actually go see the credit coach. So make sure you buy your tickets for March. What a wonderful time to have the conference as well, because March, we're beginning to move from seasons, and it's a new we're coming up on that springtime. It's a great way to transition into growth for your business. So think about that. It's spring and it's growth for your business. So she gave you several ways to connect with her. We put the email address in there, the website. If you still don't remember the website, again, this will be on the story, and you can reach out to Swagger Magazine and say, hey, Swagger Magazine, bring her back. Bring the Bizcreditbabe back. Because I learned so much. Because I'm telling you, Asia, on this side, people were just, it was so many hearts, so many things, so good information, so much good information. Absolutely. And also, you guys, please visit the website and also contact for one-on-one coaching. Absolutely. I'm going to pin that comment. Thank you, Jarmel, because sometimes there's some questions that can't be answered by reading the book, because there's some unique nuances to your job. So that's why it's always important to go ahead and invest in a coach, because you're only going to get so much from a book. That's going to be your foundation information that prepares you to work with the coach. However, if you want that one-on-one attention and you want the questions to be able to converse with the coach, invest in it. And I highly suggest that you invest in working with Asia, because she, like she said, there's some of the vocabulary she was talking about. I don't know about you all, but I had no clue what she was talking about. So I'm like, please help me, because I'm like, go back to that vocabulary lesson.
It's just the surface level.
Absolutely.
It's just the surface level. So.
Absolutely. So because it's on surface level, I know we're gonna have to bring you back and talk a little bit more about that and how people can expand their business by working with you. So you talked about your books, you talked about your website, coaching, the conference. Are there any other announcements that you want the community to know?
Gotcha. So the seal the deal, the credit course. So the importance with the credit course is that you have the knowledge in your hands in order to get your business credit accounts, as well as build your business credit. But it also comes with the feature of the one-on-one coaching. So no matter what, so if you make the investment, and right now we have exactly one promotion where you get the course and the playbook all together for $97. Look, guys, $97 is a small investment in order to unlock the credit limit that you need for for your business. And most of the time, I was able to unlock within 90 days over $100,000 worth of credit for my business to be able to utilize. I just purchased a business now. Really, it'll be done. The sale will be finalized within 2 weeks. So most of us, can we go in and purchase another business? We talk about mergers and acquisitions. We talk about the letter of intent, the importance of an NAICS code. So again, that really ties deeply into how much credit that you will be able to get. So again, you guys, I'm on Facebook. I have Money Mondays, which is live at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So again, join me. I encourage you guys to come out for the conference, but I've got a lot of things and a lot of knowledge flowing through this tunnel. So I look forward to most definitely working with you all.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm putting in here Monday Mondays at 2 p.m. So go ahead and mark your calendar. If you had something on the calendar, go ahead and erase that, because this is the place that you need to be. It's with Miss Asia talking about that money. And then, it's just so interesting because I definitely tell you have a teacher's heart, because even in announcements, you're telling them, giving them the information. She's laying it out point by point, step by step. So she's going to be a phenomenal coach, because she's speaking plainly, giving you the language that you need to know. And it's said in a way that anybody can understand it. You don't have to be a lawyer. You don't have to be an accountant. This is language that anybody that can pick up the book can understand. And that's what's important, because some of the books that are written, or some of the ways that people are training, it's not meant for you unless you speak that financial lingo. But even in this conversation, you all can tell that that's not how Asia operates. She's going to give you the financial lingo, but in a way that you can understand it, and it's digestible and applicable to your businesses. So you go right ahead. You already seen it. You can pick up a book and not quite know the author's intent, but you've had an opportunity to get to know this particular author, Miss Rivers. So she has a heart for your business. And I really appreciate this time that I've spent with you. So before we go, a couple of things. Here's your homework assignment. Again, go over, check out the website, buy the book, buy your ticket while you're there. Why don't you go ahead and buy a book and a ticket for a friend? Yeah. So if you're talking about Valentine's Day, showing love, go ahead and buy that book and buy that ticket for a friend. You all can challenge each other and be accountability partners. I also want to give an announcement that I've got a big announcement coming up in just 5 days. You can get a free gift if you head over to my page, Jessica Canty, on Instagram. So this is just like the gift giving season. Asia's giving you free advice. She's giving you free resources. She's giving you affordable books. And I'm going to give you a free gift too. Look at how Swagger Magazine is just giving y'all everything. Swagger is just giving y'all everything. Yeah. So make sure you head over there so you can get your free gift on helping you to go from your unfulfilled job to your dream career. So if your dream career is an entrepreneur, Asia's here to help you. All right, you all. So until next time, and I know, Asia, this is not going to be the last time we chat. It's been a pleasure chatting with all of you, and I'll talk to you all soon.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye, Asia.